Bitcoin's price is rising, captivating the world. The excitement, the eyeballs, and the joy are on Bitcoin, watching the price rise. And the million-dollar question is, has Bitcoin entered phase 3? The most historic part of every bull run is phase 3. That's when things really start heating up, and we're gonna dive into the facts and unveil, when is phase 3, or has it started already? Welcome, I'm Steve. Here we deliver honest, sponsorship-free TA with genuine value. Subscribe for a no BS approach that actually helps you. Subscribe. Why do you think people get into crypto? I was curious, so I ran tons of surveys and I was shocked with the results. Turns out, it's not about getting rich quick or Lambo or even becoming a millionaire. The high majority of people wanted financial freedom, more time to travel, and no more worries about money. So I looked through the whole crypto stratosphere and nobody was teaching about this. Everyone was teaching how to get rich quick and Lambo. This became my life's mission and my sole purpose on planet Earth. And for the past 3 years, me and my team have put our blood, sweat, and tears into building the best membership site that will actually impact your life in a positive way. And today, we're opening the doors to you. Sign up today and get an exclusive trade alert for the month of March and an exclusive live video with me, plus cash giveaways. This is your moment to have a fresh new path. Let's do it together. Be a part of my inner circle. Sign up now and achieve that dream you've always dreamed of, financial freedom. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Again, that's CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Limited time only. Let's jump into it. We're on the monthly chart. We're on the Bitcoin US dollar index, and here we are. What we have above our heads is that Fibonacci zone, and what we have below is the RSI zone. We're gonna start with the RSI zone because this is very, very important. Last week, we talked about this RSI zone right here between 74 and about 67. This zone is so critical. It's where we're in right now. This zone is everything to decide phase 3. Pay close attention. Now, what I said was, look at this zone. When Bitcoin had a market cycle top and entered this zone, we usually entered this zone one candle after the market cycle top. We enter this zone from our pivot high. If you go to the next pivot high, one candle after we entered this zone. If you look at our next market cycle top, one candle after we entered this zone. What is very fascinating is if you take a measured move in terms of days from when we first entered this zone from our market cycle top. Keep in mind, one candle after our market cycle top, each and every time entered this zone. How many days from entering this zone until we get back above the zone? That's so critical. It was just about 1,000 days here back in 2015. So to go from inside this zone and recover all the way and finally get back above. Why do we care when it gets back above this zone? That is when we enter phase 3, plain and simple. When we get back above this zone, that's phase 3, right in front of our faces. So it's about 1,000 days in 2015. Now we're gonna jump to 2019. When did we enter this zone? Right here. When was it? One candle after the all-time high, same exact as 2015. So we take a measured move. How many days from entering this zone until we finally recovered and got back above this zone? Because again, once we got above this zone, it was literally the start of phase 3, not up for debate. And it was, again, about 1,000 days. So you talk about a candle that actually closes above the fib level, not a candle that breaks above, a candle that actually closes above. That's the start of phase 3. A candle that actually closes above the fib retracement here, this 0.78. Once you get a candle that closes above, that's when we're back above the zone. Once you get a candle that closes above, that's when we're back above the zone. 2015, about 1,000 days. 2019, about 1,000 days. Let's go to 2023. 2023, when did we enter the zone? Right here. One candle after our market cycle top. This was our top. This was our double top. Incredibly strong bearish divergence when we formed it. But make no mistake, study the charts from any angle you wish. This is the market cycle top. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Market cycle top top, entered this zone here. Look at the bearish divergence right in front of our face, by the way. Market cycle top, double top. Look at this high, look at this lower high. It's enormous bearish divergence. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. But one candle after, right here, this is when we entered the zone. How many days to recover? Keep in mind, it was about 1,000 days in 2015, about 1,000 days in 2019. The key to it all was to get back above this zone. That is when phase 3 starts. Let's take a little measured move. We entered the zone here. It took us so long to recover, and here we are today at about 1,000 days. So what I told you last week is the Bitcoin bulls will be bouncing in their chairs. I told you make sure you're sitting down because you're going to get really excited. We're right in that zone of potentially entering phase 3, the historic phase 3. But there's a couple points, because if you look at phase 3 in 2015, this was a very strong and healthy run to the top of 365 days, precisely 1 year from this candle that finally broke above to our market cycle top. Whereas this phase 3 was only 151 days. 200 days shorter. Why? This was incredibly healthy market structure leading into phase 3, and this was a pile of crap. This was not healthy at all. Plain and simple. Incredibly healthy market structure, 365 days of an incredible bull. Not a healthy structure, 151 days of a bull with a ridiculous double top and a whole bunch of nonsense in between. It's the health and wellness of the structure. Are we respecting the structure? But make no mistake, Bitcoin has a candle that's breaking above here. Do we have a candle that has closed above here? No. So have we officially entered phase 3? No. What do we need to do to enter phase 3? And do we think it would be healthy if we were to enter phase 3 in the next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks? Now let's cover that. If Bitcoin were to close this candle where it is now, keep in mind this is a monthly candle, so we still have a couple days to go. If this candle were to close and the next month candle closes above this 50K area, that would be a confirmation that we have entered phase 3. This candle has no chance of confirming phase 3 because it's not going to have any capability of closing above here. You may say, well, the price could close above. No, we need the whole body to close above here. The body is currently down here at 42,000. You can't just pick up this candle and place it on top. It doesn't work like that. There's no chance of this candle closing above here as support. There's no chance. What we do have a chance of doing is our RSI to try to break through this top level. That would give us a chance for next month to be all end all confirmation of phase 3. But we need two things to happen. We need the candle to close above here, and we have to have this close above this zone. Now, let me get to some very, very important topics. Number one, in a Bitcoin bull market or a Bitcoin bear market, you must remain level-headed. You can never get too excited when prices are going up. You can never get too depressed when prices are going down. The herd is going to get over emotional in both directions. You saw it at the market bottom. Over emotional that Bitcoin's going way, 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 way lower, and that nobody should buy unless we're at 5K or 6K or 7K. They kept saying, don't buy until this time. Don't buy until this time. And it's very hard when you keep hearing that to remain level-headed. I need you to remain level-headed. Don't follow what the herd is doing. On the way up, they're gonna get over-emotional about all these crazy things that Bitcoin can do. And by the way, at the same time, you're dealing with, oh my God, I should have invested in this. Oh, I knew I should have bought this. Oh my God, I missed out on that. Oh my God, this was a golden opportunity. Keep in mind, each time our mind is playing tricks with us and it's trying to convince us that was the be-all, end-all opportunity and you missed it. Now, keep in mind, I've been trading since I was 16, way more than 20 years. And let me guarantee you this, that feeling that you have, oh my God, I missed this, that opportunity is not gonna happen again. That opportunity will happen so many more times in your life, so many more. These are cycles, cycles repeat. It will be so many more opportunities for you, tons. You have to see the big picture. You have to take a deep breath. You have to remain level-headed. Now, for those of you who are completely out of the market and they're looking to get back in, first and foremost, I don't know whose videos you've been watching, but I'll tell you my strategy, the strategy that I beat you guys over the head with for the past 300 days. I did all of my buying buying at the market cycle bottom when we're below this fib level. And I finished my buying in phase one. I told you guys when we were at 15,000, 16,000, 17,000, it's highly likely the bottom is in, and it's not likely at all we're going below 10K. Roll the clip. The charts that I studied and the charts that I've been studying for years and years and years are saying that the bottom is in, and your wake-up call is, even if the bottom is not in, is more risky to be out of Bitcoin right now than in Bitcoin, because there's a higher probability that the bottom is in. So if you're waiting for prices to dip below 10K, I don't think it's ever going to happen. So when we were down there, I was doing all of my buying, and I was finishing my buying in phase one. So for 200 days in a row, I kept telling you, this is phase one. The bull run has started. I know nobody agrees with me, but the bull run has started. This is phase one. It usually lasts about 100 days. Don't miss this opportunity to get into Bitcoin. The bull run has started. Don't listen to everybody about 10K. The bull run has started. And for 300 days, I've been saying this, 200 days of phase one and at least 100 days at the bottom. And that's my strategy. I'm not doing anything else until we get near the market cycle top. I'm not doing anything. Why? Because I told you it takes the same amount of time, energy, and effort to make $100 trade as it takes to make $1 million trade. It's the same time, the same energy, and the same effort. So why pick up the pennies on the ground when you can have stacks of cash? That's how I look at it. What you are usually doing at this phase, if this is your first cycle or your second cycle, you're over trading, and you're over trading with emotion because of all of these shiny objects, and you feel like you've missed out on everything. So you over trade, and it's over emotional trading. This is a game of professionals. You want to trade way, way less. And what you should be doing right now is educating yourself and getting an actual strategy with when to take profits, when to set your alerts for exactly when to sell. Most people go into a trade and like, well, I'm going to feel it out. You need to know exactly the circumstances in the chart that you're going to sell. And you need to follow those clear-cut rules no matter what. You need to know if the market turns on you and it goes against your trade, you need to know exactly the point and exactly the rules and the structure of when you're going to get out of the trade and why. And then you need to document it all in a trading journal. This is a complicated game. You can't just jump into a professional sport. Maybe you like basketball. You think you can just jump into professional basketball and suddenly play with the pros? No, you need a lot of training. You need a lot of strategy. You need a lot of commitment, devoted time. It's the same here. This is a game of professionals. If you think you can just jump in, oh my God, I heard people are getting rich in crypto, I'm jumping in. No, this is a professional sport, period. You need to be buttoned up. You've got to focus on your education. It's why I built my courses. It's why I built the FFA. And for those people that want the easy answers to the test, that's why I have my indicator bundle. It sends you trade alerts right to your phone, makes it simple. You have to have a strategy that has step-by-step precision. And before you enter a trade, you have to know all of these steps, and they cannot be broken no matter what happens. Then you have yourself a good strategy. So what we're looking for is, look, we're on the verge of potentially breaking into phase 3. We've got a candle that's breaking above, has not confirmed yet, has not even closed yet. We need a candle that actually closes as support above this fib level. Not possible this month, it's possible next month. We need the RSI to be above this zone, plain and simple. That means we have phase 3 begun. Above here and above here. We're not there yet. That's how it's happened every time before. This time is not different. This is literally 1,000 days, just like 2015, 1,000 days like 2019, 1,000 days like here. But again, the health and wellness of this run is highly important. We are showing a lack of respect to market structure, and that's what we did in 2019. That's why it was a short-lived bull run. We're in the same shoes as we stand right now. This is not a healthy bull run by any stretch of the imagination at this moment. It was healthy at the bottom of the market. It was incredibly healthy during phase 1. Phase 2, not healthy at all. I mean, just look at the candles. We have literally all of these green candles in a row. The last time we did that was literally phase 3 here, which didn't end well. Normally, we have to respect market structure. This was a 1 year of a healthy bull run to the top. This was only 150 days. right? A huge difference. The only big difference is 2019, we didn't have a healthy run even in phase one. It wasn't healthy. It was way too exuberant in the beginning of phase one, which is why we called the Gravestone Joji top at 14K. Then we came all the way back down to actually technically double bottom, which was very healthy. Then we were over exuberant to the upside and it was short-lived. So we're in this situation where it was healthy at the bottom of our market and it was very healthy in phase one. And now we're in this situation here. So that's exactly what we're looking at in the charts right now. Continue to be level-headed, focus on the facts, and get a strategy, get your education. This is a professional sport. As I told you many times, I'm not focused on what Bitcoin is going to do tomorrow or the next day or next week. I have no interest in that. No interest. I did all of my buying a long time ago, and I'm not going to make another decision until we're near the top. I could care less. I'm focused on making big moves. I'm only focused on that. I could care less about all of this nonsense in the day-to-day, and don't focus on any of the shiny objects. I had my strategy locked in before the bear market even started, and I just follow that strategy to the T. I know exactly my system all the way through 2024. I know exactly what I'm going to do in 2025. I have precise rules that I'm going to follow no matter what, and that's how I operate. It takes away all of the guessing. It takes away all of the emotion. It takes away all of the FOMO, and you make a lot more money. I mean, this is what you need to be doing. This is what the big boys are doing. Let's revisit this chart for a moment. The legendary Traders Dynamic Index. Earlier this month, a few weeks ago, we started out the month by having this red line cross above the blue for a potential sign of phase 3. We had talked about it at length a few weeks back. Why? Because when this red line crosses above, like it did here, that was a sign that we were entering phase 3. That was the parabolic run of phase 3, started by this red line back here in 2020. We had talked about in 2015, we had a little fake out at the point of the start of phase 2. But as we continued in phase 2, we had a little correction. And then once we finally broke out of phase 2 right over here, that's when the red line actually was holding support above the blue. So we need this to close. We talked about it 3 weeks ago that, hey, that's cool. The red line is crossing above the blue. Great. We need it to confirm. When does it confirm? At the end of the month. So it's a couple days from now, we're going to potentially confirm this enter into phase 3 with the Traders Dynamic Index, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago. We just needed that to confirm. It's still holding strong, and that is further evidence, but again, still nothing at the moment. When you go back to this chart, one other thing I want to mention here that is highly important. We talked about 2019 is not healthy in terms of respecting structure, which is why it was a short-lived rally. But take a look at this. We understand that this run from here to here was 365 days, but it was 365 days and a rise in price of 2,500% from the top of the fib level to our all-time high, 2,500% in 365 days. Because 2019 was incredibly unhealthy in terms of our structure, it was 151 days and only 380%. We went from a 2,500% to just a 380% from the top of the fib to the top of the cycle. So that's where I'll leave you today. Take a breath. Everything's okay. Nothing is confirmed about phase 3 yet, but we're close. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.